approval of the monthly, or approval of minutes, just so you know. I just fixed that, so it's approval of minutes, not approval of bills. Yeah, there you go.
I motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Approval of the monthly bills. Looking for a motion.
Oh. I'm not very good. What I was trying to do is- trying to present the population. But,
I'll make a motion to approve all the minutes.
Okay, got a first, is there a second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great, and then roll call to your bills. Jean?
Yes.
Jenny? Yes. Mike? And Jamie?
Yes.
Rick? We're paying the bills. Public comment, would anybody like to speak anything under public comment?
Yeah, I got two items. One is, I wanna thank you, Jamie, and Jean for returning calls, because it's something that I think is important, and we really, Jean, read a little bit of that, but you called back, and I think it's very professional of board members when they return their calls. And that also goes for you, Jenny, and that one item, you did call me, so thank you. The other thing is, I don't know who touched the right nerve, if you wanna call it this or that, but for 2 years, I've been back and forth with Bryce Street. I know people with them about cleaning up that pole in front of Jamie's beautiful building, the pavilion, and someone come along and removed all the wires there, and it looks really nice in that area now. Before, we had wires just hanging, tape, blowing in the wind, and kinda, first thing you do when you come in town is you look at that before you look at the pavilion, so now when you come in town, you look at the pavilion. So I wanted to say that too. I don't know who got it, to it, but good job.
Yeah, they usually,
for the main.
when they abandon houses and stuff, they cut the wires and kind of just lay them, yeah.
Well, the way it is now, Jamie, they don't remove anything, everything is left in place now. Unless you can get the right person, it's gonna sit there, because there's no money in taking it out anymore. But, yeah, just wanna let you know, it's nice. Thank you.
Anyone else public comment? Okay, and none, public comment is closed. Library director's report.
Hi, I'm Becky from the library. For circulation numbers for South Central, we had 538 checkouts, 139 renewals, 677 total cert, 428 returns. On our count, we had 254 patrons, 493 checkouts, 53 photocopies, 14 print, 21 at the computer, 0 coaching, 5 in the study room, and 0 digitization. We have 1 new patron. For reference questions 12, there were 7 questions on teen book titles for scan, 2 fantastic fiction, 2 on virtual private network types, 1 on Goodreads, and that was the Healthy Skin Kitchen book. For to-go activities 35, so 12 for 0 to 5, 6 to 11, 9, 12 to 18, 3, and 19 and over 11, general 0. Programming totals. We had 175 in attendance, 23 programs, very similar to January. For the gathering, we had 52 attendance for 4 programs. Craft time, 24, 20 for 4 programs. Reading event Adventure Time, that's for basically scan or scan to. 23 in attendance, 6 programs. Little Story Hour, 9 in attendance, 4 programs. We did Groundhog Day, Valentine's, Wisconsin Trivia, and Fairy Tales. Homeschool group, 60 for 4 programs, Paper Snowflakes, Valentine's, Wisconsin Trivia, and Free Time. We also had another homeschool group called the Double Digits. They came in to make hot chocolate bombs in the kitchen and use the computers and check out books. There were 15 in attendance for that program. For coffee, we brought in $30.84. Regular donations, $7.40. Photocopies, $7.55. Book sales, 6. Damaged book fee, 0. Print, $1.40. That total was $53.19. We also received the Sauk County monies, $23,035. So that makes a grand total for our incoming, $23,088.19. And there was a deposit of the Sauk County check. And that is divided up in tech money for $2,000 and then the reimbursement to run the library, $21,035. Digitization, we are still on a break. The equipment is at South Central, and when we gain more interest, we can always ask for it back. We basically had that equipment probably since 2021. So we've had a good run, and we'll just see when we can get more interest again. Still ordering and entering books, lots of new books. A few that I have written down here are the Alice Network, that's large print and historical fiction by Kate Quinn, and it covers a time frame of 1915, 1941, and the present day, and it's a World War II French spy network. The Briar Club by Kate Quinn, Found Recipes by Betty Crocker, lots of good pictures in that. Wintering is a non-fiction. There's lots of quotes on this book, and it's how the author lived through difficult times and rose above to welcome a new season. Also, The Librarian of St. Malo by Mario Escobar, and it's historical fiction about saving a library in France when it's occupied by Germans. Staff update. Christine's account is off the library Facebook account. And Judy continues to not only enter books, but greet patrons, holds RFID. And I'm trying to get the word out that we still have library assistant position open, 15 hours. I am prepping for spring and summer programming, posting events on the calendar, Facebook, and website. And Jackie Cruz has agreed to be a substitute librarian until summer starts, as well as Ava Jablonski, who is the other volunteer. And they continue to volunteers as needed. And that concludes my report. Yes, are there any questions?
Public Works Patrolman's report. Aaron had to. Basically, over the last month, he's read the water meters, did the water shutoffs, did the dig tickets, worked on DNR water and wastewater reports, plowed snow, did DNR permit samples, washed the trucks, cut up a downed trees, did some lift station maintenance, put up barricades in Buster Park by the water, yard waste drop-offs, did some chemical feed, pump rebuilds, dealt with some wastewater permit issues, flag issues at gas station, ADH curb project is starting back up, ran well and lift generators, returned fire extinguishers to community room, and did some water sample tests. So pretty much the norm, nothing out of the ordinary that we do. So we have, if anybody has any questions for Aaron, we can get them to him otherwise. Water bills over to where? flagpole repair maintenance.
I don't know much about this, I guess the flagpole has an issue down there.
One of the ropes broke.
Is that by the store?
Yeah,
By the store?
Yeah.
Okay.
so something about a flagpole halyard, $144. The installation of the bucket truck is $450. And a new flag is $369, so $971.87.
We can do a lot less than that. There's still one rope up there, we just gotta put a new rope up there. We don't need two ropes on it there.
That was just from Liberty Flag, but they,
No, we can get the wire cord rope for a lot less than that.
who are you gonna get to put it in? Oh, I didn't know if you did a bucket truck.
No.
No.
No, you hook on the old one, pull it back up and through. We won't put a second rope up there because we don't need a second rope, so it's only one of the ropes that broke.
Okay, yeah, that's why Aaron was talking about it, I didn't know, I don't understand. I hadn't even.
Yeah, I think the last time Tim replaced it, might be the one that Tim replaced the last time. Quite a while.
The rope,
Rope. But if you don't get the wire cord rope, then it'll break after a while, it works its way through, so.
would you just tell me what I need to do then first?
Yeah, well, I'll let you know what we need for components and stuff, and get them on Amazon for all that, so.
Okay. I know, I was ordering the flag up there to it for a couple years in a row too, because it's cheaper and I think I should get it, but I know Aaron had got this quote, Liberty Flag.
I think you picked up the flag that was down there, right?
I believe, yes, he did.
The store put it in the shed.
Yeah, it was taken, yeah, Christine caught it before it got into anything, so.
Look at that, see if it's repairable.
Yeah, I've been ordering one every year, unfortunately, I mean, they're expensive, but.
I've been
to be
asking-
honest,
If it looks enough, if you start seeing it tattering, take it down and get it repaired.
the last time we tried to do that, the last time I was at Fairview, they say, no, they're not worth repairing, it costs too much. There's more money, and you're better off buying a new flag.
Do they rip along the seam line, or where do they rip?
Yeah, they start to see lines.
Well,
But
let
the
me know,
repairing
because,
of-
I mean, if you catch it, I know it's not fixed flags.
And get a halyard on there too, it'll make them last longer too. Right now, there's no halyard on there, so they can stretch out as far as they go ahead, and then they'd be whipping them in pretty bad. That's
Well, we've had a lot of wind lately, oh my gosh.
So,
If
yeah,
you
they
ever-
try to give me whatever.
Jenny, if you ever need bucket trucks too, because we have access to that we don't have to rent.
Oh. Yeah,
We
and
have
this
That
was,
was for like
Aaron.
2 hours, $225 an hour is what they're charging for bucket trucks.
I know.
You could ask Jesse's too, even his boy has a bucket truck he uses for, do the signs with. So, he might be able to help even.
So we have no access, in other words, that's great.
Right up the old way.
Thanks, Lisa. This is kind of like, FYI, I was in there when the flags were supposed to be half-mast when the president died.
Ex-president.
Ex-president, I'm sorry, Carter. Well, anyway, I was getting gas, and this guy that lives around here, he was foaming at the mouth. He said, what kind of village is this? That flag's supposed to be half-mast, the lights on the roof are burned out, there's no lights on them, and this and that. And the only thing I could tell him, say, I don't know jack crap about this, to call here. But there's an issue with that, if you're gonna have a flag, and if we have to put it half-mast, we have to do that. I don't know, but I'm just letting them know that if you're flying a flag, you know, there is conduct to the codes. We gotta have somebody in charge of that, and it has to be half-mast, you have to put it half-mast.
Well, sounds like that's a duty that would have to fall on Aaron, since he's here all the time, so.
Well, I mean, to me, it don't matter, it's
We
just
just
what
want
the
to
customers.
I'm sure it was just an oversight.
I'm just letting you know.
And obviously,
Appreciate
we're trying to make sure that they're not tattered and torn, that's why we're looking into it. So we are trying to resolve part of
Well,
that.
I know that, I'm just telling you.
Yeah, and it's good that we have some
You know-
viewers out there that can.
No, and it's okay, I mean,
Yeah.
sorry we
I
offended.
mean, I didn't go down to the post office and start talking about it, I come to the village and presented it.
Be nice, is there like a website or some, I mean, cause I feel like every time you guys drive to Reedsburg, it's always at half.
And you don't know
Staff.
that.
But you don't, you're just like, what happened today? Or, you know, so I don't know if there's like a website or something.
American Legion will give you everything you need.
No, she's saying,
Like,
to notify you when.
They
when it
notify me
happened.
when it's,
Oh, okay.
American Legion I belong to, it's a website, and they just email me when it's supposed to be passed.
So you can just get on and subscribe or something?
Yeah, American Legion.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Discuss update approved lot building timeframe requirements in your subdivision.
alright, so I talked to the attorney regarding the subdivision, how we were talking about it was a 1 year restrictive so there's a restrictive covenant that says construction of a residential building shall be commenced within 1 year of the date of purchase of any lot in the subdivision. Anyway, I mean, it's there, but according to our attorney, there's no teeth to it, so. I mean, I don't know. We can go down the route of now turning around and going back to his attorneys and saying we want a 1 year, 2 year with teeth, but it's just gonna end up costing us money to do it.
And I don't know if you're gonna get people, you know, the people who purchase in that subdivision, because the lots are so inexpensive compared to other places, they don't probably have those kinds of funds, and with the economy the way it is, we just have to improve so that we get somebody to purchase in there.
Then there's no point to even put that in the covenant, is I guess what my point is. Why are we putting something on
I don't know.
a sale of something and we're not?
I think it's to keep people from speculating on just buying a lot and sitting on it and not doing anything, because we got our money for.
But it's, I totally, and I agree, I think there should be something, some kind of time frame. I mean, 2 years, I'm not saying it has to be a year, 2 years, 3 years. But otherwise, you know, if these people don't understand this, I've already had one buyer come in saying, what's gonna happen to me if I don't build in a year? Well, nothing, literally nothing. Your builder, it's his covenant, it's not the village, it's for us to enforce, and unfortunately, there's nothing. So I just feel like
Oh, we had
if
something
we're
with
not.
the taxes that said after a certain amount of time, it was gonna.
Not after the developer's agreement got all changed up after we went through all of that. The issues.
I guess the whole thing is it restricts them from having an empty lot, like buying an extra lot and an empty lot. That was no protection for us. Well, it forces them to have a conversation with us if they're not building within a year. Get us up to date.
Send it back to the developer.
No, that's what I did. I said, okay, talk to the developer, but I know from him what he's gonna require, but.
I feel like we should have something, so, 1 year is a little short, but.
Oh, I agree. I think 2 years is fair, but I just don't know. You know, I have to find out once he gets a hold of Tom's lawyer to find out what it would cost us to even implement that, you know? And then do we want to throw money at that, you know, at this point, I don't know.
Between the timeframe and we're putting a tax penalty on it, it'll be, you just sit on the lot, but you have to start paying a certain amount.
Right.
Yeah, so the whole thing's there, as far
Right,
as
that's why I
taxes
got
to
it.
pay for the improvements and stuff.
I agree. I mean, I'm willing to look into it, but I'm like, Hassler, just to see what we can do to put teeth into it. To say, hey, if 2 years you're not gonna build, or, yeah, there's some kind of tax. Something starts to accrue until you build.
We can allow a little leeway there, 2 years.
Right.
Is what we have in writing.
And if they come forward and they have documentation of, the builder can't
Don't
issue,
just start
right, like we're willing to work with people, I
every
think.
month or something like that, it's under 24.
since that is all that happened, it's kind of untenable almost, you know, like for people to turn around and build that fast.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like two is what everybody was thinking, like felt comfortable with two.
And I think that if they had everything lined up, that, you know, we could be graceful and say, yes, we, you can go past the 2 year mark, because everything is set and it's gonna start going in the process and whatever.
Yeah, if they've already started the building process and they go past 2 years, that's okay too. Yeah, 1 year is pretty short by the time you get the lot, get plans and everything, about that time, then you can't do anything because the weather or something.
So they're.
But it really depends on how you think the word commence means. I mean, if they've started the process, got their paper, I mean, that can easily start within a year.
So we have anything in the as far as, they want, the process is going to start within 2 years or whatever, but what about the finish of the project? Do we have anything that says you start the project within 2 years or whatever, that it has to be finished?
Well, if they start a project within, you know, a time frame, then their bank is gonna start it after them if they. So I think other things will come into play and you will, you know,
Plus it goes back to the building permit, you know, they only have a building permit for a certain amount of time.
right, so we have enough of it,
Yeah.
I think.
So they have
to
two,
cover
what
that.
is it, 2 years, I think, on a building permit. So I think we have things in place to prevent it from being contrary. All right, well, I can talk to him about, just to feel him out to see what we can do for 2 years.
It doesn't hurt to see what options are, that's for sure.
I can talk to Tom too, and have him talk with you.
Yeah,
Because
we-
rather than working through attorneys, let's just get it,
Money, yeah.
we don't need to spend.
Well, we've already got him, I've already talked to the attorney and, we're in an email. So the attorney asked him what he wanted to do. And he was talking to him. So that's where we're at right now as far as our attorney talking to his attorney.
Have a motion on that?
So this will make a motion.
I'll make a motion to talk with our attorney to find out what option we have to make 2 years more of a binding contract.
Second.
Second, okay, all in favor? Approved. Okay, discuss update approved public water spring issues and possible signs regulations.
I just put this on there, so if anybody wanted to discuss after all of our last spring mess, I guess.
Do you think our last issue with the spring, stopping was because the pipe got frozen again?
Yeah,
Was it really?
they haven't been cold, yeah, the flow gets low enough when, you know, they're taking water on the other side, and it's just so
Right.
cold that it
Yeah,
freezes.
that's what I'm guessing too,
And
it's,
you can't thaw it until it thaws itself back up, so. Seems to only happen when it gets really, really cold.
right,
cold
so
spring.
far that's what I've noticed too. And maybe just a sign there that says, you know, unfortunately, with the weather, the pipes have frozen, and as soon as the weather warms up, it will thaw. I don't wanna get people alarmed that it's, you know, the water, and the water table is low, so that in itself, if it's not flowing fast enough, it can freeze up too.
Well, and I think the signs also were more or less for the first spring, not really the
Yes.
second one, but we really wanted to address because people were just digging, you know, tearing up the.
Well, they're driving through, yeah, they're already parking,
Right.
they wanna drive up to it.
But I think-
Disrespectful of property, so.
I think, and this is again, it's another expense for the village, but letting people get a little closer, and if we have to put some gravel down or whatever, but it's heavy to carry heavy. So, and if that saves in wear and tear around the pavilion, if we make it look nice, but also we probably should put a sign up that says it's for village use. It was intended to be for village use. And I don't think we have people going there unless the other one is not working.
I don't know how you're gonna do that, because it's on Facebook, it's all over where that
Yeah,
is,
somebody might
and it's
put
a public park, I don't know how you can enforce saying it's for, village only.
I don't think we'd enforce it.
We don't, I mean, there's no way to enforce it, unfortunately, besides, well,
We put a
I mean,
sign
Aaron
up
had
that
us
says-
down there quite a bit, and, tell people to.
Yeah, it's just not as convenient for people to, to drive in there and back, and when you get a lot of cars, or the other one, it's blacktop, people back up, they wait, it's just
Forever.
more. And we're gonna have the occasional problem, there's no way to avoid it, but if we have the signage up and they're aware, because it is our tax dollars that are paying for that.
I think that the sign there should say something like, this well is solely maintained by the village of Rock Springs
And
tax
so is the other
dollars,
one, oh, no.
so.
Yeah.
It's gonna end up in the river, you're just wasting
Destroy
your
the
time.
park either,
The sign will end up in the river.
And then pull the pipe
And
out,
pull the
I
pipe.
guess, that's simple, that's what I say, pull the pipe out. People, the residents can get their own pipe, I guess, and pipe it in there like Jamie said he used to do, I guess, I mean,
Well, I'm not here to create enemies, I mean, everybody likes clean water.
Yeah, 'cause we still got the other one over by between the Bell House and the Pink House there, this needs to be, well, that's when you're not gonna drive that one, well, you can, once you can drive to it, but you don't get out of there. You gotta catch me somewhere too, so.
I mean, I don't know, unless when that one spring stops running, you pull the pipe on this other one until it starts running again, and you don't have people fighting in the grass to get, I don't know.
Block the whole road off going to it. If they wanna get the water, they have to walk all the way in.
My suggestion would be at the entrance way by the lift station.
They'll go around it.
Yeah, they will. They'll
They'll
drive
go
around it.
They go across
Tear the
it, a
grass
lot of it's
more.
our own residents that are doing it.
Yes, yeah.
They get in their little Polarises or whatever, or their big vans, and it's our residents.
So is
They
that
just-
more gravel with that?
No, I think the idea of having a gravel road will help.
It's just,
because
but
people
it's just
go
during
in.
time, the springtime, they'll get so soft and soggy, that's what
Right.
happens, so.
I think it would help, I think that's a good idea.
Where it's not public comment, so. This is a board issue.
I know that talk about putting gravel in there, we couldn't before because the trees are there, but now all those ash trees are all gone. And the concern is the other, there's a spring right there when you pull in, yeah, there's a little spring that drains off to the ditch over there too, there's, let's put something on there, to keep it back into that, if we could have something there to go in, someone cut the corner and get that.
It won't take much to throw some extra gravel on there.
I mean, as a village resident, I'm proud to be able to offer people good, clean water to drink, And instead of trying to deter it, it's just make it so that people will be respectful of it. And we just, if you don't expect it, and you haven't tried to put in, a good base, then whatever, it's just, we're a good community, we wanna, encourage people to, just respect the property. Welcome to the water.
Just put a sign up that just says be respectful of property, otherwise you can lose the privilege to use or something.
Yes, we would hate to have
Simple,
Well, that'd start working on donations and stuff too.
Well, it'd be nice to figure out how to donate, like.
Let's put cars over down there.
Well, I still do hang a banner for Venmo, I mean, that's about the only thing I can think of. Venmo, I mean, otherwise. you
Well,
gotta
it's
do
something to think about. That's how we can think about it,
we gotta have a place for people to go, because you can't hang a donation box there.
Right.
Somebody
Somebody steal it.
Yeah.
Extra gravel in there and make it also water stacks, which will get
Yeah.
closer to the well is not a bad idea. I mean, that makes that little pavilion that much more accessible, because it's soft there.
Yeah.
I stopped down there twice and talked to, people that I had never seen, that have been in it before, and that were backed right up to it, and you could see the mud tracks where they backed up, and I just stopped in there and said, just wanted to let you know that if, all them barricades are there to try to keep you from doing this. And if you continue to drive around the barricades and tear this all up, that pipe's gonna get removed, and he's like, oh, I didn't realize it. Of course you didn't realize it, but, I'll pass on the word that, you don't want anybody driving around the barricades, well.
I mean, is it
Sort
sort
of
of like?
like Facebook.
It's
I'm
common
on
sense.
Facebook, I don't use Facebook.
Drive around the barricade, I don't know, like, yeah, it's pretty sad that we have to, tell people.
So are we going to put up some kind of a sign?
If the board wants to, they sure can.
Do we put a metal sign up? I mean, something in plastic is just going to.
No, I think it has to be a
It
fairly
has to
good
be a-
sized
It has to
sign.
be a sign that's put on a 4x4 post that
Yes.
will be permanent. And I think it needs to be fairly close to the well so people will actually look at it and read it, This is maintained by the village taxpayers, please be respectful of,
That's right.
this property so that the privilege doesn't get revoked here. And then I think the gravel is a great idea because people wanna drive closer, like you said. So-
Their sign almost needs to be out in front of the pavilion too, so when they use it, they can see it, because they need to be respectful of that as well, so.
I make a motion that we do that.
Okay, is there a second? All in favor?
So are we gonna look at gravel then also, not just a sign?
Yes.
Gravel?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we'll get some nice breaker in there, some gravel on top of it, and we got a lot of purple rock around here, we'll probably get some for pretty decent.
Yeah, from,
Actually, we have a stockpile, because there's some left that got moved, I thought that's down.
I mean, the rock you had there,
Mm-hmm.
that's in our farm. So,
Oh, so there's.
yep, he just has to let us know, and we'll scoop it up.
So, look at it and decide what the, just the one very good.
Where the tracks go.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where the road needs to be. It's definitely money. But a gate isn't gonna necessarily keep anybody out because they've been driving all the way across Buster Park to get to it.
Yeah.
So there's tracks that go all the way across by the stone there. I would think people would have just a little bit more.
There's some spike strips and then so.
Sold new tires.
Tire patches supplied down at the store, right?
Yep.
Good way for everyone.
Jamie!
I really sucked to have one.
Discuss update, discuss approve plan commission recommendation on site plan for Wells Street.
What's the plan?
Just the site plan for the house that they're
Yeah,
putting.
one corner, well, the setback was 25 foot, and they had a shed they were putting behind, garage shed type thing behind their house. And because of the setback, they're on a corner lot, because of the setback, they had to be 25 foot from the lot line. Well, there's already from the roadway to the lot line, there's about 10 to 12 foot. And then everything else is kind of 15 foot, so instead of having them have to go in and have to go around the house to get straight into the shed, we went from 25 foot down to 15 foot offset, kind of lines up nice. And
It'll look nicer
Yeah, it'll look
aesthetically, and they'll be able to have a straight shot to get into the garage.
there's no issue with not being able to see anything either, because it's,
There's nothing behind them on the one
Right.
side, so. So I have a motion from Jamie,
yes.
is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Discuss, update, approve spring road construction timeframes and bid process.
Go.
I think we should probably start getting these advertised here in the next week again. I mean, I don't think anything that Todd's doing is
copy of the other bid that I wrote for Madison?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could email me that, and then I can just change it up to have base, road base and all that stuff put in it. I'll have to talk to Todd and see if he's gonna, if he wants to do the road base.
Okay.
And then if he does, that would just save us some money, we could have it all based, but then we have to have it, basically, when we put gravel on that hill, it's gonna have to be blacktop within,
Certain amount of time.
you don't wanna leave it like that for very long, because it'll rain and we won't be able to put it on the hill.
In front of Vicky's.
I already have a broken window from somebody, or from the, gravel being thrown into the front yard.
Oh,
And then also there was Kyle Boone up on Second Street had sent me a message, email today about, some trucks that were going by up there late Friday afternoon. Heavily loaded flatbed trucks. Anyway, he gave me the name of the company that went through there, he said that they did damage to the road. I mean, I don't know what more you can do up there for damage, because it's so damaged, but, you know,
Well, but the road bands are on,
I know.
there shouldn't be any
I
heavy
think
trucks.
GPS takes a lot of those trucks up there, they don't know what they're getting into until they're up there.
but he has the name of the company, I just don't know. You're gonna have a hard time sending a bill saying, hey, you did this damage, you know, the flatbeds, I don't know if they're, I didn't, yeah, sure, yeah, send a picture of it. Yeah, I don't know, who knows, like Diane said, if I could reroute it somewhere, there's a full truck.
GPS takes them up there. And then they
Is
don't
there a
know.
weight
they're
limit
coming.
on that road?
This one was just a flatbed. Yeah, there's a weight limit there, we have it posted, people listen, you know.
Is it posted up on top too, or just on the bottom?
Maybe it's posted on both sides. It doesn't keep people, it's forever gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Even after we redo the road, you're gonna have this problem with people who think that they think they can sneak through there, or they don't have to, ain't nobody gonna catch them. I don't know. We're gonna combat that, we're gonna have to kind of do some research, I guess, see what other people.
you didn't see the one day where there was a semi that came up our road and then was working its way to get around the corner back to civilization, he must have saw it hill went had some trouble moving, so.
Well, I think we maybe invest in a solar camera or something
I was just gonna say, we're gonna have to,
on both ends, the top,
we're gonna have to sign, say that this road is monitored by video surveillance and
turn it in. Forgot to ask the county to help us monitor, I don't know. I think that they're the only ones with ticketing power, obviously, then.
We got Boone's up there, we could probably piggyback off of their Wi-Fi, I asked him.
Probably, I'm sure
If
you
you
can.
get within a quarter mile of a Wi-Fi, you can feed your cameras anywhere you want them.
And I'm, you know, we probably can use that,
the new road out there, we're gonna have to do something, because the heavy loader truck will just push that blacktop right off the road. I mean, it doesn't matter how much base or how much blacktop we put there on a hot day, it's gonna, you know, when they're going around the curves and stuff, it's gonna push it. And our road will be junk again. So we're gonna have
What do
to
they
do
do on that road that is between, 136 and Golf Course, you know, that really steep road that goes up that hill?
Mile Road?
Yes.
I got another name for it, when I'm riding my bike, the Mile Road.
But, you know, they just re-blacktop that road. And I mean, it's as steep as this
It was
one.
a chip coat they put on there.
Did they?
Yeah, I think they went through and there's some areas that they had to fix, put base down and then put some blacktop down, but then they did the whole thing, filled cracks and then base coated with a chip coat. Very, very heavy tar. Not sure what kind of aggregate they got, but yeah, it seems to work pretty decent.
It does. That's what, I mean, I can't think of anything that's as steep as this.
Even one of
except
Brian's guys
that.
that had something with hydraulic fail on his disc, did a little bit of damage and then it was,
Mhm.
a couple of hot days it was gone, so.
It's just something for us to be aware of. You look at that. I don't know what it costs to put it that way, but obviously they, like you said, they really
Yeah.
made it sturdy.
And you can still see where the water coming out of the cracks that are underneath there, there's, with the frost
I seen it in '08 when they flooded down there, the semi came down, 18-wheeler down that road. And talk about trying to get turned around down there, it's, mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, cause then he went down towards the school trying to get turned around.
There's a couple, I think, that did it, yeah.
I think too, when you do that bid for Second Street, I think we should kind of put some alternates in there too, you know, just to price out some stuff. You know, maybe the bottom of Second Street, you know, if we're going in, let's alternate out that extra part of that road.
You're talking about the intersection there?
Yeah, and down,
That you wanna continue going, so.
I mean, I think it's just good at least to get a price as an alternative option, say, we could do it and it was feasible, and
Right.
something we could add in there.
That's a good option.
Yeah.
Continue with down the street.
So that is my, and whatever, I mean, if you need help with it, I can help, and then if I can probably have Andy look out for it too, get his opinion on. I'm sure he could help us. But, I mean, it'd just be nice to have something get going here in like April, just to get it out there for these companies, cause I know how it's gonna be, by the time we get to it, it's gonna be August, September, but we gotta be on, at least get on the docket somehow, that we're not missed this time.
So are we have an idea for funding then?
No, but we're gonna have to loan out one of them. I don't know if that, you know, the board, that's what, I'd like to have some money, you know, some bids there to find out.
You work with where do you
What we're
start?
gonna work with, because, I mean, everybody's slow, you know, then, and then both roads done, it's gonna require a loan. So it's gonna be. Second Street alone is, you know, gonna be a.
So for our agenda item, what do we want for a motion?
I don't know if we can really, I mean, I don't know if we really need a motion other than.
More just discussion.
Just more discussion.
Just to get
Fine.
something, I would think advertised by April. I
Yeah,
would think.
that's what I would say, you know, our bids, so we know where to go.
Just get it put in the paper by April.
Discuss approving new vacuum from Warren Community Center.
I just have been putting this off, but we don't have a vacuum here. I go over to libraries and steal theirs. Use theirs, cause I don't have one for this building. But we lost it in the flood, I think back in, many years ago. So it's something, we don't have to do it right now, but I can get some prices, but it'd be nice to have something around here for the bugs and
We
these
spent,
carpets.
yeah, we spent about $125.
Really?
I mean, it doesn't pay to buy one that's more expensive than that.
No.
Just, you know, 125, you can see what ours is, I can't even remember the brand.
I'm pretty sure yours is a Shark, I don't think it was the 125.
Yeah.
Maybe at the time.
It wasn't expensive, it wasn't. But we, you know, try to take care of it and clean it up, because it's one of those that you take apart and it doesn't have a bag or anything, you just rinse out all the parts and.
Like a Dyson and stuff.
I just actually looked on eBay, I seen somewhere for the 149 at Walmart, the Sharp brand,
Mhm.
portables.
Yeah.
Battery powered, portable ones.
I can,
The
I mean, it'd be
battery ones
nice
don't
for a
last that
lot
long.
of,
That's
even
what I don't know.
edges in
Feel
here
like
too,
it
it's
was swinging
swinging,
it.
it's just,
Yeah.
Still nice when you don't have to plug in.
Well, I was just thinking about it for our entry. Record all the time, but.
No, it's all run out.
No, and it doesn't have as much power as a corded one either, if you're really getting into
They
stuff.
only last for 15 minutes.
Yeah, mine didn't, yeah, mine
I
lasts for
love
20.
mine.
Yeah, we gotta remove that one, that's,
Yeah, so I recorded it and I recorded, I have two Sharp, I like Sharps.
Do we need a motion to purchase a vacuum up to a certain dollar amount then, or?
Sure.
I'll make a motion to purchase a vacuum cleaner for the community center, $150 or?
one every day.
Discuss or approve ideas for sale of trucks.
Right. I don't know.
Raffle it off.
I've
Oh,
reposted
just to get
it
this-
several times, I don't know if you want me to stick it on.
Has there been any interest in it?
What kind of price do we have on it still?
We lowered it down to 2,000, didn't we?
I got put 1,500 on the last one. And I think we were at 2, and then I think that's what I had it at, was 1,500.
I say we just take it from Mount Horeb and run it through the Wisconsin surplus auction, or take it over to Gavin's and put it on their auction. Get what we can get. and call it a-
Which one? What option?
It doesn't matter. I mean, I think we'll get more for the Wisconsin surplus auction, but then we have to take it there.
No, you don't.
Well, they'll come and get it,
They won't. They'll just leave it sit here.
or you're gonna do it right here.
That's all they do. They just advertise it for you, and then if somebody has to come do it, they have to come here. There's no.
Where is it right now then?
Right up,
I don't know, but where is it advertised right now?
just on Marketplace.
Oh, I see,
Facebook.
okay.
Have you had anybody at all interested in it?
I've had a few people respond back. I mean, not, most of them just like, is it still available? You know, the same. Yeah. You're not knowing with cash, I'm not responding to you, is this available, but, no, I do answer people, but, you know, it's only a certain people that actually,
The majority print shows up with this cash.
yeah.
What would it hurt, I mean, do we have any, what about our lot out here by 136, if we just parked out there and put a for sale sign in it? I mean, I had my plow truck for sale for a year and a half and never sold it. I put it out in front of the farm, with a for sale sign on it, sold it in a month. So, just an idea, if we threw a for sale sign on it, pulled it out there on our lot and, or somewheres.
You're gonna get better traction that way. I mean, so.
Do what
It's
people
an idea,
drive,
we can
let's
try
do
that,
it.
try that.
You
for
wanna
a
try
month.
that first? for a
I would
couple
try,
weeks?
I would try that first, yeah.
People are more
Otherwise, you
willing to
gotta-
stop and look at it at that point and see what's wrong with it too.
And you can even, if you want, you can.
If we do it on the parking lot next to the bridge down there. You're talking a triangle,
Yeah.
it's,
Well, even just down here, by the railroad tracks. Sorry,
Yeah, that's where I was talking, like at the end of the street, don't we have a little lot there that's off of Jeff's parking lot or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, just park it right there, kind of off the sidewalk a little ways and. I don't know, I mean, there's a million cars that drive by there every day.
So if it doesn't sell in 2 weeks, put it at Wisconsin surplus. What, yeah, is there a minimum bid or what?
Do we wanna do longer than 2 weeks, and we'll leave it there till the next board meeting and if not,
Mhm.
then
I just leave it there and we'll see what happens when we decide then.
if it, yeah,
How much? $2,000?
yeah, for $2,000 or press off.
Either for sale.
That's approved Christmas lights.
Okay, here's what I got. 23rd of December, Carrie brought up, how come we didn't have Christmas tree lights? And Aaron said, well, you know, they're bad shape, and I'm taking the tin foil off of them, and lights, and whatever. So a year later, it was brought up, how come we didn't have no lights? Well, we didn't do nothing with them. So, last meeting it was brought up, and I said I'd look into it and see if I could find somebody that could help us. I asked people if they know about the Holiday Fantasy and Lights down in Overland Park, and three people I asked them don't, nothing about it. What that is IBW and the National Electric Contractors Association, back in '89, put in boxes and wire at Overland Park. going on and on and on. About 4 years ago, they have 70,000 cars go through it. For the last 3 years, they've had 85,000 cars go through it. They have 55 units they put up, and every year they try to get a new one. And what's neat about them is at the end, if you ever went through it, any organization wants to make some money for their organization, they could collect the money for them. Donations, because it's all donated, and at the end, the unions and the contractors have been giving the money to UW Berkeley. So it's a pretty good organization. So I gave them a call, and I talked to one of the guys, and what I found out is there's 10 members, year-long, work on these lights. They build them, they buy their wire in 1,000-foot rolls, and the lights by the case. Jenny said about what kind of lights they are C7, what do you call it? LEDs. So to that string, you know, they said we don't brag how many lights we put on an item, because the little ones you can have 250 for 25 feet. These have 25, and he says the reason for that is that you wanna go through 250 lights to fix them? You have lights out. He says if you're going down the road and you see a couple of lights out, you could easily go up there, take them out, and they're working. Aaron had worries about how you store them. Well, they actually store them, what is it, 3 semis, Gary?
Yes.
Yeah, 3 semis they put them in, because there's nothing to them, they're light bulbs, you put them in there, you break a light bulb, you replace it, you put it out. The next concern from Aaron was about painting them and such. I asked him about that, and he said, all you gotta do is touch them up. He said, why are you gonna strip them, powder coat them, blah, 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 you can just touch them up, and it's cheap. Jenny had a concern about when she was in the other office where the displays were turning yellow. Well, talking to Aaron in the back, he stated that was because that was the wire twist and such. That twist, that's what we used years ago. Now you use plastic cable ties and they won't rust and they won't discolor the units. So going on further talking to him, I don't know if I screwed up or not, I didn't know how many, but they're almost gonna be done for free. I don't know if they will or not. But he gave me a price on a 1,000-foot reel, and I don't know how many lights, Jesus Christ, probably enough for how many years. And he says, the best thing is, Dave, why don't you just grab one of them units, bring it down, we'll put it together for you, and you can bring it back, and you have a doggone good idea of what it's gonna cost. If you could show your people how to do it, he says, there's nothing to it. He says, once you see one, you do them all. So, you know, down the road here, you got your lights, I don't know what a new one will cost. But, you know, if you're gonna get them done for maybe $20, and they look nice and they're easy to maintain, I think that's a good route to go. So all I'm saying, if you want me to, I will take one down to Madison, give them the unit to them, and see what they got to say. You know, I mean, it's a start. And I guess my point was, we went how many years, or 2 basically. So now, at least for to start this, the best way to do it is to say, hey, Dave, take this, take it down to Madison, see what they can do, go back to the meetings, plug it in, and see what they think. But it's going forward now, and we're taking it, like I said, on the nonprofit, because this is someone that's not there to charity to make money. They're here to help us. And they know we're poor. They already told me, we know you're a poor town, that we'd like to help you. So that's where that stands with that.
Yeah,
We
everything
have
doing
plenty they
good.
can practice on.
Well, and then, you know, the thing is we got the issue back there, I mean, Gene, I'm not telling you, I think it was beautiful when you got your tree there, you're doing your Christmas carols, you got some nice snowflakes down the corridor. I think it was nice. So, do we need all of them at once? No, I mean, but if we could get half of them done, it's a start. And then, you know, it's brought to me about, I call them the drops, the electrical wires coming down. I really don't know nothing about that. I don't know if Alliant is in charge of that.
No,
They do
it's,
street.
there's 12 new ones basically down there, brackets and.
Oh, so we're ready, we're.
Yeah, yeah,
But I mean-
we just couldn't get the old wires keep going on those with incandescents and stuff and.
Well, Jamie, my point when I tried to call you is you're the one that did course bargaining for wiring over there, and we do have electricians that belong to IBW, and they might just say, hey, I'll give you a hand on a Saturday, we have 1 and 2 in town.
Yeah.
And they might just come
There's-
around and say,
There's 8 downtown on the main strip there. There's actually a real old one up on the corner of the church, but, you know, there's no bracket there to plug anything into because it's not up to code. But there's 8 downtown and there's 4 down River Street. And I think they took the power unit off the pole for Maple Street, but they still have the pole there with the bracket sitting on it, so it doesn't do much good without it.
so, thank
But if you
you.
can figure out where you want to go, I think there's 15 or, you get 15 of those, or?
It's more than that.
Yeah, there's 20 some.
20 some.
Count them when it came in. How
I
many
mean,
came in?
it doesn't take that much to do, the brackets go up pretty easily, and the drops, the drops we used to do were like $150 installed or something like that, and a line comes around and hooks them up on top once they're installed. But
So,
they go pretty fast.
then that's, so I should be safe, just tell them 14, 2 spares.
They'll want some for the poles as.
Coming up this way, yeah.
Well, and, you know, we don't know, we might just say, hey, they show us how to do it, and they'll donate some wire, and we might have to, I mean, I'll help on that, do it ourselves. But, like I say, they buy the over 1,000 foot, so they're not taking 25-foot cords, they're building them. So you might only have 14 feet on, you might have 20, don't know, so as it gets shorter, the cost goes down. I'd like to say we could get them built for maybe $20 each.
I mean, if they're willing to do that for $20, I'd say we just.
Yeah, but see, I don't know, that's why I bring
Well,
up.
I'm just saying, yeah, that'd be a no-brainer. Just
Well,
all of them.
Well, I'm sure they wouldn't say,
I guess to start, just take one down there and let them play with it and see what it's gonna cost us per unit to get them done. If the price is reasonable, I'm all for having them all done. That way we have them, they're here and they're ready to go. You know, we get new poles, we get, you know, the new streetlights and stuff up town. And we got some for those that are ready to go. They're sitting in the shed ready to go.
well, I'm sure they're never gonna say this, hey, I'm gonna charge you, they're probably gonna do is say, I want a donation for UW Burn Clinic. If they do, I don't know.
I guess just see what they say, take one there and see what they say.
Cause Mike, I was really wanting to first man talking about it, I didn't know if I was gonna call them, I called them, they know me, and I couldn't believe how they opened up their arms and says, we'll help you. But again, we'll have to do this before it gets busy, because come August and such, they start to work on the other thing, so. Okay, and they, my snow tires change, and I'll come down and see Jenny next week, probably Thursday, and I'll grab one. Take it down, and the next meeting I'll have something.
They're heavy.
Huh?
They're heavy.
More, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll figure it out, I'll get it
Okay.
in now.
Good enough, thank you.
Yeah, there is a little more to it, they said that if you did want to do it, that's
Do it
the village's
as a second.
responsibility to get them all down there.
Second from me. So all in favor, move forward?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
You're welcome. We appreciate it. Thank you for sticking with that for us and taking that
Can I
on.
ask one question on that light that they were supposed to put in Aaron's not here for the school crossing. Have you heard anything about that or no?
The end of Madison Street,
At the end of
about the
Madison
school bus
Street.
stop.
I haven't heard anything
I
more.
haven't got any emails or any communication on it.
Okay, because I'm gonna have to talk to Aaron, because Aaron said that the state did come by him and tell him that they're gonna put up a sign, not two signs, because of the way the situation is, but apparently it's one of them fancy ones with the lights that flash and such.
I wonder if they plan on doing it when they do the ADA sidewalks or anything like that.
You know what, I don't,
That would make
I
sense.
really don't know, it's the patrolman, it's a patrolman's name from Sauk County, you know who I'm speaking of.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but there's so many people have changed hands.
Yeah.
Well, it's, anyway, he's the one that spearheaded it. If we don't know nothing, I can go back and ask him
I
about
don't
it.
know if Dave Ringo said or he.
Ringo Center.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I want to take this time to thank everybody that has put their faith and trust in me for the last 23 years. This could potentially be my last board meeting, so I just wanted to, because we have the election coming up, so this could potentially be my last board meeting. So I just wanted to thank everybody for putting their faith in me, and happy that the village, that I've been able to see lots of improvement in the village over the last 23 years. Hopefully, it depends on how the election goes, I may be here, I may not, but I just want to say thank you to those that have trusted me, and I just wanted to point out that I've been very reliable in the last 23 years. I've missed one board meeting, that's it, in those 23 years, so I think that's pretty good. And I've dedicated a lot of my time and passion to the village, and I just appreciate everyone, and I guess I'm just a little disappointed that some people just don't like my style of leadership, but it's okay, to each his own. I just run by teams and letting everybody else take leads for their group, and that's it. And I just feel, I've accomplished a lot. I put a lot of time and effort into when we've had emergencies or be available. So I just wanted to thank everybody that I've worked with. Thank you for being part of the team, and appreciate everyone to get us where we've been today, and hopefully the village, after the April 1 election, we could have a whole new board, could have new trustees, new president, so I just wish everybody best of luck, and whatever happens, happens, and I thank everyone for their time and their dedication, and a lot of work goes into sitting on a board, a lot of time, dedication, and commitment, so I thank everyone, and thank you for those that keep the village running, so appreciate everyone. So, on to building permits, Holtz Farms.
On that one, obviously, we're going
We
back
need to table
more
that, we need some more information.
What do you need? Can I get it from you?
Probably not. It's regarding the lot 13, and what's happening with that.
Oh. Okay. This is for the 40 by 40?
Yeah,
Or
is there,
is-
I just need to find out what, because the CSM took lot 13,
Right.
and we just need to know what's happening with lot 13.
Okay, well, then I can't answer that question. I mean, I can, but I can't.
Thanks for trying. Now we have the easy rental.
Now it's just, they were doing some remodeling on the outside and the inside. I've already given them a okay to go, because they did, I think roofing side. She stopped in to get one, siding, insulation, electrical, and some screens possible, so.
Yeah.
And they're